Hi everyone, and welcome to the first releases of 2019. I started the last video completely wrong, but now I know what year we're in. We're in 2019 now. My name is Mike.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Travis.
Yeah, and so to kick off 2019, we have kind of a big month. There's not a lot of games coming out, but there's a lot of really awesome games coming out in that like small amount. So we probably won't even have a lot of honorable mentions because the list that we were discussing had a total of 6 games on it, and I found one extra game off the list to total it at about 7 games coming out this month. So when you put it that way, it doesn't sound like there's a lot, but there's a lot of really awesome games that I know we're all excited for. So let's not beat around the bush.
Bigger releases, I would say. Like there's probably some smaller ones, but these are like the big one games that like are being talked about. Anyway,
Yeah, we got some awesome blockbuster games. So let's not waste any time and get started. Whoever wants to go first.
You know what? I'll start it off. I want to start off by talking about Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story and Bowser Jr.'s Journey because it's for a platform that I love so much, and that is the 3DS. It's sad to see that it's on its dying breath, but hey, every new generation's got to bring something new to the table, and 3DS is, I think, definitely lasted long enough. But Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story is another Mario & Luigi game that went along the lines of Superstar Saga, Dream Team, and all that. And it's just a remake for the 3DS. It originally was a DS game, and again, Mario & Luigi is a Nintendo RPG, which they kind of want to be their bread and butter RPG, and Paper Mario to be more of kind of an action adventure, maybe with some platforming along with it. So it's nice to see a little bit of a support. It's a nice 3DS remake, and just like Superstar Saga, they had the Bowser's Minions when they did the remake for Superstar Saga, so that's what Bowser Jr.'s Journey is being added to it. And Bowser Jr.'s Journey is, again, you kind of are able to see the perspective of Bowser's minions as he's going through the actual story itself, which is pretty cool. There's a little bit different about Bowser's Inside Story versus Superstar Saga because basically Mario and Luigi get eaten by Bowser, and they kind of work collaboratively to solve all the puzzles and just get through it. I mean, I've seen fantastic reviews. I'm sure if they just do a remake of this game, it is just going to be fantastic. Again, it's one of those weird moments where sometimes you want things to switch up a bit when it's a remake. Sometimes you want to just stay the same with HD graphics. And I did see, if you guys ever played Mario & Luigi Dream Team, I actually like that game a lot. They had one of the ways where you flip the 3DS sideways with that perspective, and like you do a couple fights in that vein, which I was never a really big fan of those fights because they kind of just seemed very out of place. But it's trying to use the 3DS in a new, inventive ways, whatever you want to call it. You don't really need to innovate so much for an RPG series like that, at least in my opinion. As long as it's a funny Mario & Luigi story, I think you're going to be fine with that.
That's interesting. I love the fact that every month I feel like you find at least one 3DS game to talk about. You're keeping the system alive,
I gotta keep up with it. I'm still playing the Alliance Alive right now, but the 3DS still has some games that I really do enjoy, so I don't know if I'm going to pick this one up, especially, it comes out January 11th, but it is definitely going to be a game that's going to be on my radar, and if it ever goes on if it ever goes on sale, I'll probably swipe it up in a heartbeat.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I need to try these games out, so maybe I'll get this one. I'll do my game second. I'm going to keep this one short because as excited as I am for this, there's not really a lot to talk about it. But, there is something important about it, which is why I want to discuss it, and that's The Walking Dead, the final season, episode 3. You're probably wondering, Mike, who cares? It's like the 3rd episode of this. We've already talked about it before. Why does this matter? There was a big controversy about Telltale completely shutting down, for those of you that don't remember. And so the game was supposed to be canceled. It wasn't going to continue because the company is gone now. So it was going to end at episode 2, and that was going to be it. But Skybound Games decided to continue the game. Another company kind of picked the franchise up and said, we're not going to do all of Telltale's games, but we're at least going to finish this one off so the fans can have their ending that they want. So it's going to be interesting because Telltale has nothing to do with episode 3. There is sort of a skeleton team that survived Telltale that got rehired by Skysoft to finish this game. So there's still going to be a little bit of Telltale in it, but it's not going to be from Telltale exactly. So it might feel a little bit different, and I'm curious what it's going to look like artistically, if there's going to be minor differences in terms of the story and the direction they go. Again, for the most part, the team is intact. It's just everything around that team is completely different. They're working in a brand new environment with brand new producers and engineers and all of that. So I'm really curious to see what direction this goes. I'm glad they're finishing it, so we don't have to just imagine how it ends. I think the franchise is so loved that it deserves a nice ending. I'm really curious how it's going to work with the brand new company picking it up. So I don't have much more to say about it. Obviously, I'm excited for it. I loved the Walking Dead game since the very first one. I'm sad that Telltale's gone. I'm glad they're finishing this. We'll see how it turns out.
I forgot about the fact that there's a new team that's working on it. Well, they had, again, like a skeleton crew that's going to be working on that team to be finishing it up and making it moving along. But Telltale really, like, ran into some crap when it comes down to it. And I know they're facing a couple of potential legal issues, too, with not giving them advance notice and whatnot, which is not good at all. But, again, if you ever get other people working on the game, it's not going to be the same creative minds thinking about it. So you're right, it probably will be different, but in what way will it be different? And will it still maintain the charm and the love that the original games got? I don't know. I would love to see, but... Again, that whole Telltale thing really did throw a wrench in the plans, but I think because The Walking Dead was such a sought-after series, they were able to say, like, some company was able to actually go in and say, hey, we want to help you guys out, but also probably because, hey, we might be able to make some money off this, too.
Yeah, I'm sure that money part was probably a big part of their decision to keep it going.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I still want to see how it does compared to the other Walking Dead games.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely hope that it keeps that emotional appeal to it, because it is a Telltale game, or story game. It heavily depends on that actual connection that you have with the characters. So if they half-ass the story, like, I don't know, a similar game franchise that was taken over by another company, and I didn't like the sequel that was immediately followed by it. Not to say I'm calling out Halo, but
not to name names, Halo,
but I definitely hope the fans like the actual ending, because it's nice that they're able to actually get some closure that they've been searching for.
No, yeah, that is always
never
nice.
got with Teen Titans with Terra and Beast Boy. Oh, frustrates me.
Wow, way to bring it all around, Nick.
Sorry, man. It frustrates me. You need closure, man. You need closure.
You need closure. Should I move on to one of my games?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so Travis brings you Travis Strikes Again. No more heroes, because, heroes are overrated, and why not be a villain?
Amen to that.
Right? Yeah, but I don't know too much about this game, but I was watching some, it must have been during like E3 or something, they were showing off some of the features of this game, and it looks hectic beyond all reason, where you're just slaying things on the street, and it's very fast-paced from what I was able to tell, right? So, I mean, I would definitely have fun if I had it. So, yeah, if you would like to just, punch people in the face and murder people on the street, it's a great family fun game on the Switch.
I'm not sure about that family part, Travis, but I mean, it is a fun game.
You kill as a family, okay? Watch anything with like the Mafia, okay?
Hey, the first game's save point was taking a shit on a toilet, so that was pretty
that's
awesome.
Amazing. How many other things? Like South Park would probably do something with the toilet, but not many games are bold enough to have toilets be a main feature.
Right. That's what's fun about the game. It's just kind of a dumb, mature game, Like, it's clearly a mature game, but, for adults, but it's got that stupid, quirky humor that makes you laugh, and, it's fun to mess around with people in those types of games, so I think it's a little fun one to pick up.
I would agree. All right, are we back to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go into another game. We got, I don't know where I was going with that. Try to make something sound creative, and it really failed. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This one, one of the main reasons I'm not overly anticipated about this game, but we are a Nintendo channel, and we do love a lot of the Mario games. I mean, Super Mario Odyssey is one of my new favorite games of all time. But New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, they're basically remaking this is what I would really consider part of the movement of every great game on Wii U. Let's sell it again as a Switch game. And they're doing the same thing with New Super Mario Bros. U. And I think they'll probably do new Super Luigi Bros. U. I can't talk right now. And yeah, they're bringing it over to the Switch. I mean, there's not really much to say. It's the platformer that you expect, and I think there's going to be some online play with it as well.
We're missing a very crucial difference in this one, and that it has Peachette.
Okay, I'm sorry. Peachette was the big difference one. Yes. I just want to mention it because it's a game that's coming out to the Switch, and it has the word Mario in it, so usually that means it's going to be a big game.
And Bowsette might be a secret character. We have not confirmed that yet.
Don't talk about it, Travis. Don't do that to us, man.
I don't need Reggie in on this meme thing. It's not a good idea.
I'm just saying Bowsette is easily going to be one of the Super Smash Bros. DLC characters.
Travis, that would be. I mean, people would like it. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. At the very least, it's going to end up being like one of the Smash Me outfits. Oh, Lord.
Oh, God.
I can see it now.
Yeah, I don't really have much... Sorry, going back to the game, I don't really have much to say about New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I mean, it's gonna be a game, and it's gonna be on the Switch, and it has the word Mario in it.
Yeah.
I'd never really get too crazy excited about this game, because this is one I think the Mario name with in terms of like that kind of platform, or like the New Super Mario Bros. Name, kind of got a little stale to me, and thank God they brought it back with like 3D Land and 3D World, because I thought that was more of an exciting games to go to with the jump of consoles. I didn't really get as excited for New Super Mario Bros. U, so I'll be skeptical, but I'm sure it will get good reviews, and it will have a lot of people enjoying the crap out of it. Not saying it's a bad game, it's just not one that I get too excited about. It's an anticipated release still.
It's a typical Mario 2D platformer. Like, it is what it is. It's not going to be bad, but it's not going to be, like, life-changing.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have because the Switch doesn't have any 2D Mario platformers, so I guess it's nice to get one out there, but yeah, it's kind of just... The new Super Mario Bros. Series is probably the most dull Mario series out there, just because they're all kind of the same. They all feel the same and play the same, so... But it's nice to have a 2D platformer available on the Nintendo Switch now, so, you know, that's always nice.
Donkey Kong, Tropical Freeze.
Well, okay, Mario platformer. Whatever, man. All right, now that I'm done drinking water, I'll do my turn, which is Resident Evil 2. I'm excited for this one. Obviously, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Bless you. Don't interrupt me again. That was rude. The first couple remakes that have come out for this series have all been pretty awesome, I would say, if you would call them remakes. And pretty much every game has had an HD upgrade except for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. So it's nice that 2 came out. I was hoping it would be packaged in with Resident Evil 3. As we know now, that is not the case. Whatever. They're changing a few things about it. First of all, the camera angle is changing from a fixed camera to over the shoulder, so it seems like it's going to be a lot more like Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5, those types of games. But other than that, it seems like it's still going to be kind of the same. Cinematically, it seems like it's going to be a huge upgrade. It's always nice because you have the older style, which works well for Resident Evil, but the upgraded graphics really... It kind of brings home exactly how haunting and horrifying this setting is. Resident Evil 2, as dark as the first one was, I tend to think of it as a much darker game. You see a lot of death in this scene. You see a lot of people that were taken over. The mansion kind of just focuses on one group of people. Resident Evil 2 focuses on a city being kind of overrun. And so it's a lot darker and more terrifying of a story. The characters in it, too, when you look at Claire Redfield, are a lot less prepared to handle this type of work, and you know, it's the first game that had Leon in it, so there's a lot of things to be excited about for it. I think it was inevitable this was going to happen, but you know, people have been waiting forever for an HD remake of this game. It was one of the harder games in the franchise to play because it never really had a remake, and so this was one that a lot of people had to skip over. Usually people went from Resident Evil 1 to like Resident Evil 4 just because the ones in the middle didn't have this, so it's nice that they're making this. It is going to play a bit differently, like I said, with the camera angles and the gameplay style. So for those of you that are looking for that, you know, authentic experience, you're not going to get it with this game, but you are going to get the story, you're going to get the vibe, and it's going to be, it's not first person. So I think it's getting elements from Resident Evil 7 and the newer style, but it's not going all the way with it, which is good. This game would have been kind of annoying if it was first person. So I'm glad they're, you know, at least not going completely Resident Evil 7 style. I'm glad they're, you know, still sticking to their roots in a way, just making adjustments to work for the updated graphics. I love the characters in it. Leon and Claire, like I said, are two of my favorite characters in the franchise. I love the setting in it. It's going to be an awesome game. I'm just hoping the changes they made aren't going to ruin the vibe of the game. But other than that, I'm really excited for it. And now we just wait for Resident Evil 3.
I still think it's so weird. Resident Evil has such a interesting history with picking their camera angles. I don't know. It's just the fact that Resident Evil 2 is actually going to start the trend. Because didn't they change it to Resident Evil 4 when they did the over their shoulder kind of camera?
Yeah, and then 4, 5, and 6 all had it, and then they got rid of it for 7.
Okay.
So
I just feel like it's kind of odd that they're flip flopping so much. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why either, but hey, you know, as long as it's fun, I don't care what camera angles you use. Just make it work.
Yeah, just make it work. Make it look nice, and make the controls not crap.
Exactly. That's the big thing too. But usually they're pretty good about that, you know, as far as because they always had tank controls, but then when they switched the camera style, they switched tank controls away because tank controls do not work with over-the-camera games. So, you know, I think control-wise it's a normal game, which is nice, but you know, tank controls are always an option they put in. But I mean, if you try tank controls with the newer games, it's god awful. So I'm glad they didn't stick with that.
I would agree. Even though I'm not a big Resident Evil person, I would agree. All right, are we switching on to the last one of the day?
Let's do it. So I don't think you guys will be surprised what this next game is going to be. It's probably the biggest title on the what's coming up, and it's Kingdom Hearts III.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. Like, they rushed production. It was never delayed once.
They keep releasing Kingdom Hearts games year after year, and my god, I'm getting sick of it. It's just not a good idea for them. Take your time, Square Enix. Take your time.
Take your time. God. Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts 3, which is probably the 9th game in the saga.
Yeah, they're bad at numbers.
It looks so amazing. And I have not even... Well, that's a lie. My PS4 has been on, but my parents have been using it to watch Hulu. But I will be confiscating it away from them very soon because Disney and Square Enix and video games are all combining, and those are what makes me a person.
The triangle corners of chocolate.
And then there's also chocolate, but it's probably really hard to put that in a game. But this game looks super cool. You guys were saying during our actual Kingdom Hearts specific video, we recommend you take a look at that. But they named a bunch of different things that were being brought up in all the other Kingdom Hearts games that I didn't play because I've only played the first one. So I'm going to be probably pretty confused about what's going on in life, but it'll still be fun, and I'll figure it out.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things story-wise, because really, Mike can correct me if I'm off on any of these main points, or maybe steer me in the right direction. But it's supposed to be basically the finale of what we've called the quote-unquote trilogy of Kingdom Hearts, and basically, I don't know if it's supposed to be wrapping up the whole story of basically Sora, Roxas, Riku, Kairi, and all them against Master Xehanort. And basically what Kingdom Hearts is, like, apparently I watched a couple more videos after we made the video, and I was like, so one was like a fake Kingdom Hearts that was formed, or one was like an artificial Kingdom Hearts, and it just makes me more confused. But it's supposed to be the culmination of all those games wrapped up, even though, like, the games, they try to include everything, like the 1.5, 2.5 remakes and whatnot, but it will hopefully will bring in elements of all the games, like Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, 358 over 2 days, Chain of Memories, and everything. So I'm very much looking forward to it. I really want to do the Jack Sparrow one because they had like the one where, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was nerding out right when Jack was running by, and he goes, "Hey Sora," he goes, "Hey Jack." I was like, it's like they're friends. And I was so nerding out about that. But there's so many unique worlds. First of all, graphics are gorgeous. All the worlds seem unique and fun. Even the ones of like the movies that I haven't seen, like Big Hero 6, looks just freaking fantastic. I just want to see what kind of surprises they're still going to try to pull, because I don't know what other surprises that it basically is in Nomura's head right now, because I don't know. That guy's got a weird brain going on. He tells some good stories, but he's definitely got a weird head.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to spend too long because we already talked a lot about, what we want from the game in our other video.
Yeah.
But I'll echo that and say, I'm excited for what worlds we haven't really seen yet.
Yep.
And the worlds that we haven't got a lot of information on. Like I said in the other one, Kairi and Aqua, I really want them to be playable characters, and I'm curious how they're going to wrap it up. I mean, like you already said, this is supposed to be the end of the Xehanort trilogy. They said this is not going to be their last Kingdom Hearts game because they like making them, but this is going to be the end of Sora's storyline and the Xehanort storyline. So we are going to get closure. So by the end of this, all our questions should be answered. That's what they are claiming. I don't know if I believe them because of how complicated this is. But you never know. Maybe they'll find a way to answer everything up. It's going to be a large game. I think that's clear to say. I'm expecting a good 40 to 50 hours of gameplay here. So if you're new to the Kingdom Hearts franchise, I don't know how easy it'd be to get into this game first. It's hard to say because I don't know what this game's going to be like, if it's going to be a good entry point for new players as far as like recapping the old stuff. Story-wise, it's hard to get in the middle. Gameplay-wise, I think these ones are a lot smoother than the originals.
Yeah.
If this one is supposed to play a lot like the 2.8 prologue, so because of that, it should play nicely. But obviously, I'm excited. The worlds look great. I'm excited to see how it finally ends and get all my answers. there's a lot of games that have been released in the middle, but if you're just counting from Kingdom Hearts 2 to Kingdom Hearts 3, it's been a good, at this point now, like 13, 14 years.
Yep.
So it's been a long wait to see how this trilogy finally comes to an end. So I'm super excited.
I'm super excited too. I just really want to see. I was gonna mention that I wonder if they're gonna try to attempt to do something like what Dream Drop Distance tried to do, because that technically was my first Kingdom Hearts game. I know people can give me crap for it, whatever. But I still love Dream Drop Distance, but they try to introduce like the chronicles and whatnot, and like little clips, and just for people who jumped in there, because the story is really confusing, on try to helping them out to understand what the hell's going on there. I had no idea what was going on. All of their attempts were basically useless, and if they keep trying that, I don't think it's really going to work out. Because you definitely got to invest a lot more time just to try to sit down and understand the conflict between Heartless and Nobodies and Organization 13, and what Organization 13 is ultimately going for, and how it transformed from, I don't know, like from, who was the guy, Xemnas? From Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts 2 to what's come to at the end of Dream Drop Distance, with Xehanort still being there in some way, and all of them basically being his other selves. There's a lot going on, and I would love to see them make an attempt, but hopefully a little. I don't know a solution for it, but hopefully a little better of an attempt than what they tried with Dream Drop Distance. God, that's a weird alliteration.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think all their re-releases of 2.5 and 1.5 have been their way of saying, hey, do this if you want to get into it. So those make me think they're not going to cater to the new audience. They're going to cater to old-time fans, and they're going to tell new fans, we just released these games for like the 5th time on the PlayStation 4. Go play those, but, we'll see.
Maybe they'll come out with like a 1.5, 2.5 remix also for Xbox or something. I would love to see something like that.
They should.
Yeah. Or maybe like even once for the Switch, because I'm pretty sure the Switch could probably handle it, so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. If the PS3 can handle it, why can't the Switch,
Yeah, you're right.
Nick, don't you tease me with the whole bring Kingdom Hearts to the Switch.
I'm not saying Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm saying the older ones.
I know. Because I still haven't played 2.
I think the newer one might be a little much for it, as much as I hate to say it.
I mean, yeah, it would probably be Frame Drop City if it was. Or huge reduction of everything they've been working on, so.
720p handheld, let's go! Kingdom Hearts on the go!
That would be so cool.
I'm good.
Yeah, but the plot twist will be Mickey is actually the head of Organization 13.
Mickey is Xehanort. One of Xehanort's other selves.
Oh god, that'd be a plot twist for the 80s.
Right? Because no one would see it coming, because Mickey is supposed to be the White Knight.
Yeah,
Oh well. It's going to be great. So...
Mike, finish it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, I'll finish it off. Yeah, we don't really have honorable mentions because I think we talked about every release pretty much.
There's also Ace Combat 7 if you like to fly airplanes.
Yeah, you see no other releases whatsoever. All right, cool.
Yeah. We're pretty much good on January. But there's a lot of fun games coming out. If you can find something, there's probably a lot of indie games coming out that weren't on our list. Or if something new comes out that you're excited for that we didn't talk about, always let us know. But more than likely, let us know what games we talked about that you're excited for. And more than likely, tell us how excited you are for Kingdom Hearts 3, because I'm sure that's what most people
you better
are going to be looking into.
How excited you are for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, we're all excited for those. So, without further ado, I'm out.
Peace.
Later.